you know, doing what I do best.
Oh, shit! Oh, did the camera catch that? Got the camera!
Kevin Hart is losing it right now after some wild footage from a secret event just leaked. And it gets even crazier when you realize Diddy was right there, loving every second of it. So what's in this footage that's got Kevin freaking out? And why is Diddy so involved? Stay tuned to find out exactly what went down and how this shocking moment is shaking things up. Looks like Kevin Hart is running scared after footage from one of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties hit the internet. Yup, Kevin's in that tape and it's got everybody talking, but that's not even the wildest part. Now, he's tangled in a messy lawsuit where his friend might expose even more of his freaky behavior. And guess where all this allegedly went down? Diddy's place, of course. Kevin's begging the judge to keep this private. Why is he so desperate to keep it under wraps? People are noticing what is going down, or rather who is going down. Hollywood is about to burn, and all I have to say is 2024 will never be forgotten. On top of all this drama, Kevin's shutting down 4 of his restaurants in LA overnight, and nobody knows why. The streets are saying Diddy could be involved as an investor. Could this all be connected to that freak-off party? Let's not forget, Diddy was one of the key people who helped Kevin Hart rise to fame, so there's definitely some history between them. And here's where things get even messier. Diddy isn't going down quietly. No way. Word on the street is that Diddy's ready to drag down everyone he can with him. His lawyer is demanding a fast trial, but if you've seen anything about how this case is going, you know his defense team isn't exactly making a strong impression. Legal experts are out here scratching their heads like, what is Diddy's lawyer even doing? It's looking like they're not on his side at all, and it's got everyone wondering if they're even serious.
And he said, so if you were in these sex parties, you were being recorded from every possible angle, including angles that you wouldn't even know about because they were hidden. And he said days long, they called them freak-offs, where he drugged up victims and they were allegedly forced to sleep with male prostitutes. I sent you this video. And mind you, I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen these videos that are just surfacing from Diddy. This is Diddy of him at a party and what he does to his guests at his parties. Check this one out. Look what he does. Look at him, Adam. Is this during the sun? The sun is out.
Ladies and gentlemen, for all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
Look, that guy is just...
It's so unfortunate. You gotta pull back, though.
Look.
Here's the kicker. Diddy's racing against time, even though a speedy trial probably isn't going to help him out. People are saying there are some serious heavy hitters covering Diddy's legal bills. So, what's really going on here? Why the rush when it doesn't look like they even have a defense plan ready? And with Kevin Hart's name popping up in the middle of this mess, is it possible that things are about to blow up even more? Now, I get what you're saying, like, Diddy's got money, right? Well, not quite. Diddy's got assets, but there's a difference between having assets and cold hard cash. He's supposed to be a billionaire, but he's out here with just $50 million in assets. To put that in perspective, for a billionaire, that's like you having less than a penny in your bank account. Diddy had to put up everything he had, including his homes, his mom's condo, and even his baby's passport just to cover bond. That's how tight things are for him right now.
Back for the second day in a row now, Sean Diddy Combs is spending his day in a New York City jail cell rather than sitting here at his Star Island mansion. That's after a judge yesterday denied his legal team's request for a $50 million bond. That issue expected to come up again later today during a bond appeal hearing, and it comes as we now hear from a former assistant to the music megastar.
Folks are saying the people funding Diddy's lifestyle want this case to move fast. Why? They don't want him mounting a defense, spilling secrets, or even thinking about flipping on them. They're like, get him in jail fast before he talks. But you're thinking, can't Diddy just talk from jail? Maybe. But by the time he does that, who knows what could happen to his kids? If Diddy goes down, he's going to want to protect his legacy and his family. He's not about to drag down the real power players, the ones with generational wealth. The government and public are out for blood, and Diddy's an easy target, but the people with real money are playing a different game, making sure he stays in line, because they've got secrets they don't want out. Diddy has spent his career shaking hands, threatening people, bribing folks, and making power play. But when it comes to homeland security, those tactics don't fly. He knows he's in deep, but he can't take down the real players. His focus is on his kids, making sure they don't end up in the same mess he helped create for others. He's seen how brutal the industry is because he was part of that brutality. Now, Diddy's stuck. The powers that be are looking for a scapegoat to satisfy the public and legal system. Diddy might feel betrayed by his celebrity peers, Usher, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, but the truth is, he knows he's not part of the real billionaire club. To the ultra-rich, Diddy's just a pawn, and now he's being sacrificed. The entertainment industry has always been a buffer for the mega rich, a distraction for the public. Celebrities like Diddy, Jay-Z, and the Kardashians put on the show, but they aren't the real power player. They've got millions, but the true wealth, the kind that runs economies, that's on another level entirely. These celebs are the ones who take the fall when things go wrong, keeping the attention away from the people who really pull the strings. Diddy might be furious, but he's caught in a system where he's dispensable. He's facing the reality that the billionaires aren't coming to save him. They'll watch from their yachts while Diddy deals with the consequences. He's got choices to make, and if he wants any sort of deal, he's going to have to give up someone bigger. But who's bigger than Diddy right now? In the end, Diddy's role has always been to entertain and distract. When push comes to shove, he's part of the show, and the show must go on, even if he's no longer center stage. But let's be real, cooperation with the feds is a straight-up gift. It's not something just anyone can get. You can't walk in like, yo, I'm cooperating. Nah, they gotta offer it to you, and they're not giving that to Diddy unless he's bringing something huge to the table. And if he's not bringing something major, why would he cooperate? That's a no-go. Diddy's mad, he's angry, and now that he's lost everything, you think he's just gonna sit there in some prison cell, watching Jay-Z live it up at New Year's Eve parties, watching Beyonce kill it while he's behind bars, or Usher singing These Are My Confessions while Diddy's locked up? Man, no way. They were all in this mess together having their violent delights, but now Diddy's the only one paying for it. And let me tell you, Diddy isn't the type to just take the fall like that. He's not built that way. Everyone knows it, and that's why the rest of them are quiet, scrambling to see who's next to be indicted. And don't forget, the feds already said this isn't over. They're still investigating. And the only reason they put Diddy in jail now is because of the weird witness tampering and obstruction of justice. But don't get it twisted. People are staying silent because they're all waiting to see how deep this goes. Now Diddy might say he's ready to plead out, but like, what can he even offer? He's got to serve up a fish bigger than him to save himself. Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, say he pleads out and gets 60 years instead of 80. Dude's already in his 60s. So what? He's gonna do 20 or 30 years and hope to get out on bail? He's not seeing sunlight till he's 80, if that. More likely he's dying in there. So why wouldn't he take down everyone else with him? Look, Diddy's the type to make sure nobody else is partying while he's stuck. Why wouldn't he go down swinging? And yeah, some people think this will fade away like every other case. But what cases are we talking about here? Weinstein? Epstein? Nah, those didn't just disappear. They faded after real sentences were handed down. So yeah, this might fade, but not until there's some kind of resolution. Diddy's still sitting in jail. People lose interest when it's all wrapped up, but until then, nah. And let's talk about it. If Diddy does try to hand over a bigger fish, it's game over for him. They don't play fair at that level. If Diddy goes down, there's a good chance they'll come after his kids too. The kind of people who run entire nations aren't letting it slide. They could dig up dirt on Justin, Christian, Quincy, maybe even the twins. It's not just Diddy who's at risk here. And yeah, some people keep quiet because power protects power. That's how it works. You see what I'm saying? So, here's what's wild about the whole Kevin Hart and Diddy situation. It's clear that Kevin Hart wasn't comfortable at that after party that y'all seen time and time again. The infamous moment where Kevin says, "I'm not getting on the bed," and tries to shift the camera. He was definitely trying to avoid any weirdness being caught on film.
We want to thank you. Come in. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it. You did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even. I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the fuck did Puff just say?
But here's where it gets crazier. Diddy's always been the type to drop hints about what goes down at these exclusive parties. Like he doesn't even care about keeping things low-key. That penthouse setting, renting out the top 2 floors, hosting these wild after parties. It's classic Diddy. What's even more eyebrow-raising is the mention of that toy on the bed. People are speculating about what it could have been. And Kevin's nervous energy says it all. You know something's up when even someone like Kevin Hart, who's usually down for fun, wants nothing to do with that situation. And when Diddy thanks Kevin for hosting, it's like he's implying something deeper, something Kevin didn't really want to get involved in. Kevin made sure to make a point that he didn't have to host, and he's clearly drawing a line there. His body language and jokes about moving the camera are signs that even he was feeling the uncomfortable energy. What really stands out is Diddy's history of these after parties and how he's been throwing them for years. The way he flaunted it in front of everyone and the fact that he never really hid what was going on. It's wild. People have been talking about these parties for a long time. But when you see someone like Kevin Hart visibly uncomfortable, it makes you wonder what really goes on behind those closed doors. Usher's name coming up in all this too adds another layer. There's always been talk about what happened when Usher was younger and living with Diddy. Many people find that whole scenario concerning, especially with the rumors that have been circulating for years. It's like every time someone tries to bring it up, it gets swept under the rug. The whole scene really paints a vivid picture of the wildness that goes down at Diddy's events. Kevin Hart coming in fresh off a plane for the after party with Usher shows how big these parties are in the industry. Everyone wants to be part of it, even if the vibes are questionable. When Kevin jokes about not wanting to sit on the bed and suggests moving the camera, it's almost like he's giving us a peek behind the curtain, hinting that something's off. It's almost like he's trying to distance himself from whatever shenanigans are happening in that hotel room. As the drama unfolds, we can't ignore the latest developments surrounding Kevin Hart. Just recently, he filed a motion regarding his case with JT, his former best friend. Now, this isn't just any old legal maneuver. Kevin's pushing to move the case into arbitration, aiming to keep the whole situation private. Why? Well, it seems Diddy's current mess has got Kevin on edge, trying to manage his own financial and reputational damage. And speaking of reputations, there's some juicy history here. Back when Kevin fell out with JT, it was like watching a train wreck in slow motion. Their fallout has been linked to a past incident that frankly sounds like something out of a movie script. You see, JT and Kevin had allegedly plotted to film a private encounter without consent, with plans to leak it for publicity. That's right, a scandal involving hidden cameras, a hotel room, and a lawsuit that followed when the young woman in the film caught wind of the situation. Now here's where things get really messy. JT ended up being investigated for identity theft related to Kevin's credit card and the hotel reservation, leading to federal charges. But somehow, the case was dropped. Why? Because the feds reportedly found a trove of evidence showing JT trying to extort Kevin. This wasn't just a case of bad luck for JT. It was a bombshell that turned their friendship upside down. Kevin settled with the woman involved in that scandal, but rumors have circulated about a larger settlement with JT, one that Kevin has allegedly failed to honor fully. Fast forward to now, and with Diddy under fire, Kevin suddenly shifted his stance from "let's take this to court" to "let's keep this under wraps." By moving the case to arbitration, Kevin is trying to sidestep the spotlight on a case that could bring his past under scrutiny, especially considering the ties between Diddy, Kevin, and their shared circle. We've seen how Diddy's controversies have impacted others around him. And now Kevin's playing a risky game, trying to shield his image while Diddy's chaos reigns. With the world watching, the stakes are high, and Kevin's maneuvering might just reveal more than he bargained for. Here's the kicker. Diddy's out here bragging about his private island, trying to pull a Jeffrey Epstein. Like, what's that about? He's flexing about an island and love, but we all know what those private retreats are really about. Remember when Young Miami was bragging about chilling on that private island? Yeah, it seemed all fun and games until the cameras turned off. And speaking of shady business, let's look at the social media world. Usher's Twitter got hacked, tweets deleted, and somehow it's all a coincidence?
Usher claims his ex-account got hacked after his former mentor, Sean Diddy Combs, was arrested and charged with sex trafficking. Account got hacked and damn, y'all ran with it. See you tonight at Intuit Dome, the singer wrote on the platform.
They're trying to cover their tracks, and it's too obvious. Why delete 7,000 tweets only to post about a crypto scam? It's like they think we're dumb. Yeah, we're not running with this Usher, nor with Pink's X account or Megan Fox shutting X accounts down. Now, Nicki Minaj is stepping up, calling out Jay-Z for his silence while she's getting dragged through the mud. She's like, how can you come for me but ignore Diddy? It's a whole game of who's guilty. And honestly, it's giving Spider-Man memes where everyone's pointing fingers but nobody's taking responsibility. Nicki tweeted about it saying, they gotta keep the conversation on me so that no one asks about these charges against their BFF. I mean, it seems the 30-year-old T here is far from stale. Yet, SAS, ugly alien, stout, D breath, etc. All talking about Annika? Why are they talking about Oniqua? So here's the deal. Everyone in this narrative is playing a role, and it's all intertwined. The industry is shaking, and as these trials unfold, we're about to see just how deep the rabbit hole goes. The powers that be don't want Diddy to take down the whole ship, but we're watching. Stay tuned, because as more tea spills, we're gonna be right here dissecting it all. The game of sacrifice is real, and you best believe we'll keep our eyes peeled for every twist and turn. Let's keep this conversation going. What do you think is really happening behind the scenes?